Hey guys, welcome back to another match review. And man, oh man, this one was absolutely crazy. I literally cannot believe what I have just witnessed right now. What an incredible match. So let's get into everything. I'm sitting in this chair and it's new and it's so cozy. So anyways, uh Chelsea should have had, well, let's start before the match. Let me not even talk about the match yet. Let me talk about the pre-match and all of the drama going on. I want to know in the comments, guys, do you think that Tuchel was right in dropping Romelu Lukaku from the squad? Here's kind of my opinion about it. When all this stuff about Lukaku came out, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And at the time I recorded my video, I was like, well, maybe he'll come up with something. Tuchel seemed pretty, okay in the media and said that he talked to him. And I thought that Lukaku would talk to him and basically be like, hey, I'm sorry, whatever. And maybe they would make amends. And Tuchel would be like, well, you're going to have to deal with the Chelsea fans and like, you're going to have to make up for it on the pitch and score some goals, whatever. I didn't think too much of it, honestly. And then today, all of this stuff comes out that apparently he isn't even remorseful about it. I obviously have no idea how that conversation with Thomas Tuchel went, but if you guys didn't see on NBC Sports, Tim Howard and Rebecca Lowe are commentators or reporters, presenters. And apparently Lukaku sent Tim Howard a text saying like, oh, I'll have another meeting on Monday and then I'll be able to say more then, which is very, very interesting. So I think given that context, it 100% makes sense that Thomas Tuchel dropped Lukaku. And honestly, I'm happy to see Thomas Tuchel getting backed because I feel like it's been a while at Chelsea Football Club that we've backed a manager. And if you're going to back anybody, back Thomas Tuchel. I mean, this man, I really feel that we could not do better than Thomas Tuchel right now. He deserves to be backed after winning Chelsea the Champions League in just a couple of months with the squad. Obviously, we've been going through a bit of a rough time, but I don't really think that's down to him. I think that's due to COVID injuries and just a crazy, crazy fixture schedule. And yeah, so I completely back Thomas Tuchel. I'm glad that the board seems to be backing him as well. And now where does Lukaku stand? Where does he go from here? What do you guys think? Because I honestly see this. He gets dropped. He's completely fallen out with the fans. The fans, I don't know if he'll be able to win them back. So where does Lukaku go from here? From the likes of it, it sounds like he doesn't really want to be at Chelsea either. It's very strange. It's a very strange one. Yeah, I'm just reading through the comments. It's crazy. Somebody says, I think he's caused unrepairable damage. I mean, I think the longer that he kind of sits and hasn't said anything is just, it just gets worse and worse. So I don't know. I don't think that we're going to be seeing him. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to either have him come back and have him try to bag loads of goals for us, because we legit paid £100 million for this guy to be our striker. And then now that's just down the tube. I mean, it is a really big conundrum. I don't envy anybody at Chelsea who's making that decision. But I will say I think that Lukaku is more replaceable than Thomas Tuchel. I think we must stick by Thomas Tuchel. He is one of a kind. And I want to see him grow with Chelsea. I mean, look at Klopp and Pep. They've had years and years and years to grow their teams and to make them what they are. Tuchel's just had 1 year, and I think that he could really, really create a dynasty and something special with Chelsea. So I hope that he's there for the foreseeable future. Now, let's talk about the game. Enough talk about Lukaku. We don't know if he would have changed the game or not, but at the end of the day, Chelsea get a draw. And to be quite honest with you guys, I'm pretty happy with a draw. Given all of the drama that was around this game, I really just didn't want to lose. I did not want to lose this game, especially against Liverpool. But given everything that was going around, the injuries that Chelsea have right now, and a lot of people say, oh, injuries are an excuse. Well, I think we have two of our best players out, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, who contribute to a lot of goals. they are so unique and special, and they form part of the way that Chelsea play so well. And they defend brilliantly. They're super speedy. I mean, we just look like another force when they're in the team. So yeah, of course, this team is going to struggle without the likes of Reece James and Ben Chilwell, and that is just normal. So having that in mind, knowing that you have had a ton of games, players are playing half fit, like N'Golo Kante gets injured and comes back the next game because we just can't play without him. We'll get on to Kante because I thought he was absolutely brilliant, but it's just been a lot of things. And then you add all of that Lukaku drama on top of it. I was personally very pleased with the result. Now let's talk about the start of the game. Opening couple of seconds, Sadio Mane has a definite red card. If that happens in like the 50th, 60th minute, I think that he gets red carded for that. An elbow straight to Aspie's face. Aspie spoke after the game, at least on my stream on NBC Sports. And he said that they need to protect the players better, that you give these super, super soft penalties, but then there's a really clear red card that put somebody in danger. And his eye actually looked quite bruised from that. And he's just getting off with a yellow. I think it was definitely a red card in my opinion. And then Sadio Mane goes on to score the opening goal, of course, because that's how it always happens. Players that should have been sent off end up scoring against us. In terms of that first goal, I don't really know what Trevor was thinking, trying to head the ball. I mean, a kick would have sufficed, but he's super young. He really hasn't made that many mistakes for us. And this game is going to be a massive learning opportunity for him. He's going to take it with him, and he's only going to get better from it. So, of course, I was annoyed to concede, but mistakes happen. I think that in the opening couple of minutes, or 15, even 20 minutes, I felt like Chelsea were the better team as well. So that's what hurt almost even more, was that I felt that we were the better team and we still conceded. After we conceded the first goal, I was really impressed with the team spirit, that we didn't let up, that we kept pushing, we kept pressing. And then we go on and concede a second. This is because Christian Pulisic loses the ball in the middle of the pitch. Tuchel was fuming at this, and then Marcus Alonso against Mohamed Salah. It's actually interesting if you look at a replay. Rudiger's kind of out of position, so Marcus Alonso is trying to cover for Rudiger as well, and then he just has absolutely no chance against Mohamed Salah. And I mean, that was a brilliant finish. Salah is an incredible player. He can finish really anything, but at that point I was feeling pretty dejected. I'm not gonna lie, that was bad. Looking after that, I just felt like Chelsea weren't really pressing so much. I didn't feel that we were so much in the game, and we kind of looked down. But I feel that this team knew what was on the line, was playing for Thomas Tuchel, and we go and get this brilliant goal. Guys, was this the goal of the season so far? I honestly can't think of anything that's been better. I really can't think of any goal off the top of my head that's been better than this one. But Marcus Alonso takes a free kick that almost looks like it's going in. It drops to Kovacic. He's running backwards and strikes the ball. It hits the post and goes in. Absolutely brilliant. I said it, I tweeted it. Kovacic only scores worldies. Like, he is incredible. And what a performance he had. Just to give him a shout out. I saw that he was like first for dribbles, first for tackles or interceptions, and he had the most touches. He scored a goal. He was all over the pitch, and it really makes me feel that Kante and Kovacic could be a very, very good pivot going forward for Chelsea. I always kind of, go between Kante and Kovacic and Kante and Jorginho. I don't think that Kovacic Jorginho works that well, but if you look at N'Golo Kante, he's just freaking everywhere on the pitch. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but I feel like N'Golo Kante is underrated. I do. Like, going forward, he's so underrated. He links the midfield to the attack. He makes runs. Yeah, maybe he has to pick out a better pass here and there, but overall, I just thought that his performance was so strong. Anyways, Chelsea go 2-1 down now. We got to go back. And just a couple of minutes after Christian Pulisic scores a worldie, makes up for that missed opportunity where he should have rounded the keeper. But he kind of shows like, hey, yeah, I know how to score a goal. And I was happy for him because I felt that he had not even a bit. I thought that he had a bad first half. He was losing possession. He just looked I don't know. He looked a bit lost in that half, and then he went and scored that goal. So I was very, very happy for him. And I think with Pulisic, a lot of people have been saying, oh, he's been playing a lot of games. He should be maybe more consistent. But I think what a lot of people don't realize about Pulisic is that he's been playing out of position as like a false nine. He's been playing as a right wing back. I do think that he looks the strongest on the left-hand side, but it's against Liverpool and it's going to take him time to find that form. It's going to take some consistency as well. I'm just going to start going through all of your comments. Jonathan says, Koba, man of the match. Hell yes, absolutely. I thought that he was absolutely I said absolutely again. I thought that he was brilliant. He was so, so, so good. Even towards the end, did you guys catch like the little flakes and tricks that he was doing? I just felt that it was amazing. I'm just looking through your comments. Carlito says, we have loved the win, but I'm glad we fought for that draw. Plus, Tuchel made the right decision dropping Lukaku. I noticed that Lukaku's words no longer hold weight. I think that we showed a lot of fight, and maybe this time last season we would have gone 2-0 down, and they could have gotten a couple of more goals. But no, we fought back. We got a point, and at some points we looked to win the game. Overall, I'm not really disappointed with the point. One, because I don't want to sound pessimistic, but it feels like the title is already over and in City's hands. Like something absolutely drastic would need to happen for them to lose at this point, and they're just getting last minute winners, and they're holding on to one of the leads, and they're just doing their business. But also because like I said, with all of the drama that was happening beforehand, I'm happy with this point. Infamous says Lukaku can leave. He's had ample time to come and apologize. Yeah, I don't know why he's staying off social media. I feel like something's going to happen in the next couple of days. I don't know if Chelsea's going to force him to make a statement and apologize to the fans. I have absolutely no idea. Something is cooking, especially after that whole weird thing on NBC with Tim Howard. Apparently, he was texting Tim Howard and he said, like, oh, I'll be able to say more Monday. Like, I don't know. I would love to be a fly on the wall. I really, really would. Super Tommy Tuchel, he is sure super. Says we need to sign wingbacks in January. Yeah, I mean, I think we do. Not only because, Aspie isn't an out-and-out wingback and Alonso just isn't the player that he once was, but they can't be playing every single game. And we were seeing Reece coming over and then he got injured, and you do have Pulisic and Callum that can cover in those positions. But against the likes of like a Spurs or a City, you need that defensive coverage. You need somebody who's more defensively minded. And I just don't feel like that is a solution in the long term. Maybe against a team where you're going to have a lot of possession, that you're going to attack. But against the likes of those bigger teams, I think that they could totally, totally take advantage of that. Magic Zia says we're in a top 4 race now. I mean, I think like we will secure top 4. I'm not worried about securing top 4. But just put into perspective, legit, all the injuries that we've had. Like, look at Liverpool last season. They had a center back injury crisis. Van Dijk was out for the season, and they came in 3rd, I think, and they didn't really look so great. We literally have had half of our starting 11 out at one point in the season for one reason or another. And like I said, having Ben Chilwell and Reece James both out is detrimental to how our squad plays. The balance that we have going forward, going backwards, it's 2 key players. And then among that, you have a lot of other players coming in and out of the squad. So I just don't think it's our year. I don't think it's our year because we've been really unlucky in that regard. Players are getting injured because of the amount of games that they've had to play. They haven't been getting the necessary rest time. And I've kind of made peace with that. Hopefully, we can get a trophy like an FA Cup, maybe Champions League again. Who knows? I didn't think we would win it last year, but I don't think it's our season. City are too far gone, but it's kind of boring at this point. Like I just want somebody else to win other than City. Um, Colin says Lukaku's sulking because at Inter he had a partner that he played with up front. Kante got the best out of him. Do we have to get rid? I don't know if we're going to get rid of him if he wants to go. I don't know why he signed if he didn't want to go to Chelsea, honestly. I forgot. I read a quote. I forgot who said it, but some reporter said, like, if you're Lukaku and you want to stay at Inter, why don't you just take a pay cut and say, hey, it's okay. I'll take a pay cut because I really want to stay at this club. But he didn't. He moved and got put on loads of money to play at Chelsea. And the other thing is he was upset about the formation that Chelsea were playing in. But I don't know. You knew our formation. He knew our formation going into it. Thomas Tuchel has been kind of playing around with what's best. And I've said this before, we kind of have to adjust the team to play to Lukaku's strengths, but he also has to adjust his play to kind of fit how Chelsea play as well. So I have no idea what's going to happen with Lukaku. And yeah, oh, this is absolutely actually this is a really good point. The Mane red card, they didn't check on VAR. When they checked that Mason Mount, I was like, I thought that it was a foul on him because Samikas like kind of blocked his Mason was running for the ball. Samikas blocked his run and then he tangled his legs. And Mount's like just trying to get up, like, what the heck, let me go. And then they checked Mount for a red card. And I was like, how the heck are you checking Mount for a red card right now and you didn't check Mane at the beginning of the game? Like, how does that not even get checked by VAR? That's if I said it once, I say it again. If that wasn't in the first seconds of the game, it's a red card, 100%. But I just thought that was so mad that they were checking Mason Mount for a red card. I was like, what did he do? What? Yeah, and Jason, more than Lukaku, we should be talking about January signings. Who do you guys want to see in January? I saw that Digne is a possibility, maybe Kieran Trippier. Honestly, it's a difficult one because you probably want to sign somebody. You can bring Emerson back from loan. That's going to cover the left-hand side. You could also maybe bring Ian Matson back from loan, but you still have that right side that you need to cover. And you also don't want to bring in somebody who's necessarily going to like block a Chilwell or a Reece James when they come back into the team. Maybe that they know that they're filling in, and then they'll be kind of like a backup once they come back in. So it's a difficult one, but I do think that we're going to be signing somebody, and maybe even like a DM. I don't know. I kind of want to hold off for Rice. Don't judge me, guys. I know that is like a spicy topic right now. Infamous says bars too inconsistent. Aspie said this in his post match as well. He's like, you have different like levels or like flavors of decisions within the same game that it's just not consistent, even within the same game. And then across games, it's not consistent at all. And it's something that they really, really need to sort because it's so incredibly frustrating to have one rule for one team, another rule for another. And you never know which way it's going to go. So yeah, it definitely is super, super inconsistent. I'm going to say Manny says individual mistakes are costing us. We're not playing bad, but it's individual decision. I mean, Trevor was at fault for that first goal. The second goal was kind of like a slew of individual mistakes by Pulisic, Rudiger, Alonso as well. And then up front, we just aren't as clinical sometimes. But all in all, I mean, the team is going through a lot right now, so I'm not going to be super critical or judgy about it. I just kind of accept it. It is what it is. Um, Alan says Kova's goal was exactly what the fans wanted after all the chaos before the match. Guys, who was at the match? Was anybody at the match? Well, maybe if you're at the match, you're not watching right now. But if you were at the match, how is the atmosphere? Like, I am so jealous. I want to get back to a Chelsea game so badly. And it must have been absolutely insane when Kova scored. I could have, but that's another one. I was like, how the heck are they checking this for VAR? How are they check? Like, what are they checking? He scored from outside the box. How is this being checked right now? But let me know how the atmosphere was because I think it must have been pretty good. Kova goal was from a corner, not a free kick. I don't know why I thought that it was from a, a free kick, like off on the edge of the box, but I'm probably just remembering it down poorly. Kiana says, hands down goal of the season, Kante versus Leicester is a close second. Yeah, Kante versus Leicester is also iconic as well. Prunen says, Elizabeth, though Pulisic made up for the miss by scoring one, do you think he could have made the game different and comfortable by scoring the first chance? We don't know. We just don't know which way it would have gone. We could have scored, and I mean, Liverpool had a ton of opportunities as well, so they could have perfectly equalized. And recently, we've seen Chelsea go up by a goal or two and then concede at some point in the game. So, to be honest, I don't really think it would have made such a difference. In my opinion, the important thing is he kind of made up for it. He got the second goal, and that second goal ended up being the difference between 1 point and no points. Yeah, Keanu says City are 10 points clear. They'd have to go into a crisis and lose their heads for other teams to have a chance. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. And I don't think they're even like I don't think they've had like any COVID cases. I don't think they're really losing that many players in AFCON either. Mendy, speaking of AFCON, Mendy made some absolutely brilliant saves to keep Chelsea in the game. There was a really good save from Salah. I thought that was for sure going in. He was absolutely incredible, and he definitely deserves a shout out because I think since he was in goal, he also helped to secure Chelsea that draw because Liverpool had a couple of really strong opportunities on target. Colin says we should offer Lukaku plus 50 mil to Dortmund for Holland. Do you think that would work? No idea. I mean, I always wanted Holland, but he's going to be so difficult to get, especially with his agent Raiola. The agent fees are going to be through the freaking roof. And well, I think now if he leaves, he's on a what's the word? That he has a clause. He has a clause that he can leave for like 70 million, something like that. Maybe Dortmund tried to extend it and he accepts, but they have a gentleman's agreement so that he leaves. I have no idea. But right now it's about 70 million plus like a ton of agent fees and a super high salary. But if I would have Holland now, hell yeah, I would. I think he's super talented and he's young and he would stay at Chelsea hopefully for at least a couple of years, not just a season. Lynn says Pulisic is becoming the role model he always wanted to. As an American, you must be really proud of his performance today. I feel like I've been like wishing the best for him forever. Everybody thinks that I like him because I'm American as well. Not the case. I think he's super talented and he's just been really unfortunate. I hope that he can get back to his best form. I really do. I'm just reading through your comments. Sorry, guys. And we weren't lucky in this game. You guys were lucky not to have a red card in the first 10 seconds of the match. You were lucky that Chalaba made a massive mistake, but we scored two freaking fantastic goals and played our butts off to get a draw. That's not luck. We deserved that. Andrew says it was a bold move for you to buy Tierney for your FPL team. I know, and he did give me a return. He got an assist, and Arsenal were very unlucky to lose by 2 goals. So I actually was very very lucky in that sense, and I think he's going to be a good asset going forward for anybody that plays FPL. KB Collins says, I pray Chelsea to surprise me. Boy, they did just that. First half was atrocious and awesome at the same time. Yeah, it was like the first 20, 30-ish minutes. My heart was in my chest, and I was just like, I'm done. No, please. No, no, no. And then at the end of the first half, it's like, oh crap, we actually have a shot. And actually, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, my my heart is through the roof. I don't know how I survived the Champions League final. Like, I really don't know how I survived that game because my heart rate was really, really through the roof. CF says, do you sell Lukaku and use some of the money to keep Rudiger? I mean, honestly, if Christensen is leaving, I feel like we could. Christensen's rumored to go to Barcelona at the end of the season on a free. You could probably just use some of the money you're offering him and tack it on to Rudiger. I have no idea if we're going to sell Lukaku because we know that Marina is a super tough negotiator. She's not going to want to take a loss, and she's definitely going to have a loss on Lukaku at this point. That's also an interesting point as to whether he plays, because maybe he plays in order to score goals and up his stock a bit. Because if he's just sitting on the bench, his stock is going to go down and we're not going to get as much money for him. So that could be another reason if we see him play. I don't know how long it's going to be. I think he's going to be out for at least a couple of games at this point. Really bad timing because we have so many freaking difficult fixtures right now. We have like the Spurs games, home and away. We play City, but then we play Spurs in the league. We have the Club World Cup coming up as well. It's crazy. So it says when Tuchel puts Pulisic in his position, he's a beast. I don't get why some of you Chelsea fans have to hate on him. I don't get why Chelsea fans hate on anybody, to be honest. I wouldn't ever hate on a player, but he definitely has been playing out of position. He definitely has been, and he plays on the left. The first half he did have a bit of a stinker, but I'm not going to really judge him too harshly because it was his first game in a really, really long time playing in that position. Apparently, Real Madrid aren't moving for Rudiger, which is amazing news because I think we really, really need him. And if Aspie and Christensen both leave at the end of the season, both to Barcelona, I would be absolutely devastated if they all went. Yeah, Bad Night says we're playing so well before all the injuries to Chilwell, etc. Looking good for the title race. I honestly think we could be in a title race if Ben Chilwell and Reece James don't get injured. Even though we had like all the other issues with the midfield players being out, with a lot of players getting COVID, coming back, getting injuries. If those two players don't have injuries, I think we could be in a title race. So hopefully next year will be our year. Yeah, it feels like it wasn't meant to be this season. Yeah. Um A says Kante was brilliant today. Totally agree. He's all over the pitch. He gets injured and then he comes back and he looks fresh as hell. Like he just looks so good. He makes such a difference. I think the his ability just to kind of like sniff out danger and to drive forward and to break up play, it just goes unnoticed. And then when he's not on the pitch, you're like, wow, we're really missing N'Golo Kante. I think he's going to be one of those players that is really treasured after he stops playing. But another brilliant performance. Him and Kovacic were absolutely incredible. Super happy for Thomas Tuchel as well for the fight that the team showed. And hopefully, I mean, we have a really, really tough run of fixtures now. Hopefully we can get through this month and then kind of look past it and start stringing together some wins again. Gary says, "Hey Elizabeth, Man City goes 10 points clear. Is there any chance Chelsea can catch up? Also, your thoughts on Lukaku changing his bio? Did he change his bio? Guys, tell me, did he change his bio? I'm just checking. My phone has 10%. Oh no. I'm just checking Twitter now. Oh wait, no, he deleted his Twitter, didn't he? I think I saw this thing on, yeah. Oh my god! Imagine he still had his. Maybe that's why he deleted his Twitter, because he knew that the interview was coming out. I saw that he had in his bio on Facebook like Inter Milan, but I wasn't sure if he changed it or just never changed it. But his profile picture was changed to him in a Chelsea shirt, so that's weird. I don't think in terms of the title race that Chelsea can catch up, or Liverpool for that matter. I think the title is City's to lose. It would be really shocking if they drop 10 points. They're in incredible form right now. And I don't see them losing. I really don't. So I think that they're going to win the league yet again. Hopefully next year we can compete. Hopefully next year. There were just 245 seconds between Koba and Christian's goal. That was very dramatic. I loved it. I was happy enough that we had gotten one back, and I was like, we're back in the game. Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy first half of football. Donald says thoughts on Mendy out for AFCON. It's going to be a miss. I mean, I think that Kepa has shown that he is more confident that he can do a job. But I think that what Mendy brings is just like, I don't know. That's what Mendy brings is why he's your starting goalkeeper. Some of the saves he made were world class, and I don't know if Kepa would have made those saves. But I hope that he has a good run of form, a good run of games. Hopefully the defense doesn't concede too many chances either, and that he can, help Chelsea in the time that we really need to rely on him. When are you coming back to the bridge? You're the lucky charm. I don't know, man. With the whole pandemic, who knows? Maybe I'm hoping by the end of the season, like May-ish. Let's see, TBD. But I really, really want to go back to the bridge. Oh, apparently he changed his Facebook bio. Like, if he changed it, that's that's crazy. That's crazy. Dia says everyone's talking about signing a new striker. Me out here still believe in Timo. I mean, I just wish that I love Timo. Like, I think he has such a beautiful character and personality. And he's a fighter, like all of the stuff that's happened. He always just puts his head down and he works his butt off anytime that he's on the pitch. I don't know if he's clinical enough. I don't know if we create enough chances for him so that he has that as many chances as maybe he had previously with Leipzig in order to convert them. But I would love for him to be the guy. And Kai Havertz as well. I feel like he's been not great recently. Chelsea are losing Mendy for AFCON. Yeah, the celebrations are so sweet. I just love how the whole team run up and hug each other and celebrate. And that was really, really special as well. Yeah, maybe I don't know if we can recall Broja from loan. He might have played too many minutes for us to recall him, but could be like it's going to be interesting to see like what happens. I don't think we're selling Lukaku in the window, like no chance. But to see if anything happens in the summer, like with the way that things are going and the way that he seems to like have fallen out with the club, looks like Chelsea are going to have to be looking for a new striker, which is unfortunate because we legit just spent so much money on him. Sorry, I just heard my husband say, "Oh wow, that's rude." He's gaming. Low key wonder what's happening there. Um, Bad Night says, "I also love Chico's passion on the sidelines. He was so involved, and you can see he was a little unhappy that we didn't win. That's what you want from a manager." I think I took a video. Let me see if I have it. I think I took a video of Tuchel. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like Tuchel. Hold on. It's just Tuchel shouting after the goal, I think. I just love that passion from him. I think he's so special. Yeah, Mateo was fantastic tonight. He really, really was. Really crazy Chelsea game. I wasn't expecting it. You know, when there's like a big game and you kind of think like, okay, it's going to be, sometimes the big games almost end up being a bit drabby because neither team wants to really concede. So it ends up being like a 0-0 or 1-1. But this game just had so much. It was missing a Jorginho penalty. But that was all, honestly. I really thought that I lived up to it, and it was, I think, out of the two teams, I would be happy if I were Chelsea because I think that they had the better game, to be honest. I think in the first half, up until Liverpool scored the second, I thought that we were the better team. And then even then we came back. They had a period of dominance, but then we came back and scored 2 goals after being 2-0 down, which is not easy to do. And in the second half, I thought that we had the better of the chances as well. So looking at the two sides, thought that Chelsea were the better of them. Apparently, he was sarcastically applauding VAR when they checked for our first goal. I think I have seen this. Yeah, that was funny. What a character, man! I was like, oh, he's gonna get a yellow at some point today. Uh, Nikhil says we have to step up our performances, need to finish the season strong, to challenge for titles. Hopefully we get a couple. Yeah, let's see. I think we can maybe get like an FA Cup or something, which I would be happy with, like a long Champions League run maybe. I really hope Reece James comes back soon, and let's see. And I think it's really going to be dependent as well if we can get a left wing back to come in and slot into the system for us and kind of start producing. That's going to be massive as well. Let's see, guys. Alrighty. Wow, I've been chatting for 40 minutes or so. I hope that you enjoyed this match review. I had been taking a bit of a break on YouTube during the holiday period. Back now, I did. Oh, I have it here. Wait, do I have it here? Yes, I do. I was planning my content calendar, and it's like absolutely mad for the month of January. It's going to be a very, very busy month. So hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. If you like this video, drop it a like, please. That helps a lot. Helps people find my channel. Like it, comment on it, share it so that people can find it. I don't know. And make sure to sub to my channel, turn on notifications because apparently people aren't getting notified when I go live or when I post videos or anything. So if you do all of those things for me, I would be so freaking grateful. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Hope you enjoyed the game. I'm back to work tomorrow after a week off, so it's going to be a tough one. But we will get through it, and I'll be back for all of the content this week starting with Spurs. So guys, have a great rest of your night, and until next time, I'm out.